Welcome to the Super Civics Grade 4 Election Challenge. Hello, learning community. I am your Super Civics superhero. I am here to talk about what it means to be a citizen. All kinds of people make up communities. They are residents, they are neighbors, and many of us who make up community are citizens. Today, each of you are citizens of our community. Citizens are people who live and work together in a community. Citizens make decisions together when they vote. These challenges are designed to help you understand what it means to be a citizen, share with others and discuss your thinking, support the Minnesota Social Studies standards. Feel free to have a family member help you. You may press pause at any time. You may also return to previous challenges. In order to complete some challenges, you may need to visit a special link. See the video description below to find links you can click on. Okay, citizens, let's learn about elections and voting. Challenge number 1. Citizens vote to make decisions about who their leaders will be. There is going to be an election. Discuss. Who do you vote for? How do you know who to vote for? What do you think voters need to know in order to make an informed decision? Journal. Record 2 things you heard in our discussion that you might want to remember. Do you have any questions? If so, record in your journal. Challenge number 2. Citizens vote to make decisions about who their leaders will be. Read or listen to Today on Election Day by Catherine Steyer and David Leonard. Listen to the story. Think about how voters participate on Election Day. Listen for words in the text that are important to elections. Record them in your journal as we listen to the story. Read aloud Today on Election Day. Reflection. What do you think about this book? Share your thinking. Challenge number 2 continued. Citizens vote to make decisions about who their leaders will be. Return to your journal to think about election words. Note, if need be and time allows, listen to the story a second time to dig deeper into the meaning of the story and to find words for your journal. Choose 3 words from your list that you think are the most important. Record your words on sticky notes, 1 per note. Share. Move and mingle to share your election vocabulary with at least 3 people. Challenge number 2 continued. Citizens vote to make decisions about who their leaders will be. What did we learn? Collaborate. With teams of 5 to 6, design an election word bank. Make meaning. Write a synonym or draw a picture for the words you know. Walk. View all word banks. What do you notice? We will continue using this record of our thinking in future challenges. Election vocabulary. Word, synonym or drawing. Challenge number 3. Citizens know that there are political parties. Parties are represented by symbols and colors. In the book, the narrator says, candidates for president usually come from two main political parties, the Democratic and the Republican Party. Discuss. A symbol represents or stands for something else. What do these symbols represent? Often, symbols or mascots represent a team or a group. Does our school have a mascot? What traits does this mascot or symbol have? Republicans and Democrats have mascots. What traits do elephants have? What traits do donkeys have? Have you seen these Republican and Democratic symbols used? Where? What animals would you have picked as a symbol for these parties and why? Challenge number 3 continued. Citizens know that there are political parties. Parties are represented by symbols and colors. In the book, the narrator says, candidates for president usually come from two main political parties, the Democrat and the Republican Party. What can you infer from this image? Maps help us learn about the world. This map illustrates that both political parties are represented across our nation. Challenge number 3 continued. Citizens know that there are political parties. Parties are represented by symbols and colors. Since the 2000 United States presidential election, red states and blue states are referred to as states where the majority of voters choose either the Republican Party, red, or the Democratic Party, blue, presidential candidates. If you're curious about learning more about red and blue states, check out this article and/or the 4-minute audio clip titled, "The Color of Politics: How did red and blue states come to be?" Challenge number 3 continued. Citizens know that there are political parties. Parties are represented by symbols and colors. Now that we know about the colors used to represent each major political party, we can think like geographers to analyze election results by state. This map shows election results summaries from the 2004 to 2016 presidential elections. What do you notice about the map? What can we infer about the major political parties from this map? What do you know about the population, number of people, of each state? How does knowing the population help us analyze this map? What other questions do we have? Challenge number 3 continued. Citizens know that there are political parties. Parties are represented by symbols and colors. Here is another map which illustrates previous elections. Journal. Record 3 observations you have. Record 1 question you have. Pair up to discuss. Find a partner and swap observations and questions. Challenge number 3 continued. Citizens know that there are political parties. Parties are represented by symbols and colors. What does the title, Land doesn't vote, people do, mean? How does this GIF map illustrate the title? Challenge number 3 continued. Citizens know that there are political parties. Parties are represented by symbols and colors. Fun fact: population of U.S. cities. New York City, New York. Population 8,622,357. Los Angeles, California. Population 4,085,014. Chicago, Illinois. Population 2,670,406. Phoenix, Arizona. Population 1,680,992. Minnesota's capital city, St. Paul, Minnesota. Population 273,630. Discuss. Where are these cities located on this map? How does knowing the population of these cities help us to make inferences about this map? What have we learned about major political parties across our nation? Challenge number 4. Citizens participate in civic life by voting. Study this image. Journal. Quick write, 2 minutes. What do you notice? What can you infer from this image? What does this image mean to you? Turn and talk. Challenge number 4 continued. Citizens participate in civic life by voting. Participate in a class vote. Your teacher will provide more information for this challenge. Challenge number 4 continued. Citizens participate in civic life by voting. Class vote debrief. Journal. Quick write, 2 minutes. How are you feeling about our class vote? Share your journal entry with a partner. Challenge number 4 continued. Citizens participate in civic life by voting. Class activity vote debrief. Discuss. Pick 2 of the following to discuss. Do you believe it's important to vote? What does it feel like when you are told you can't vote? Is voting a right? Is voting a responsibility? How does this image connect to our conversation? Challenge number 5. Citizens participate in civic life by voting. What new words are you hearing and learning? Think. Record new election vocabulary on 3 sticky notes. Move. Share vocabulary with 3 people. Collaborate. With your team of 5 to 6, revise and add to your team word bank. Make meaning. Write a synonym or draw a picture for the words you know. Walk. View all teams' word banks. Feel free to add any words to your team's word bank. Challenge number 6. Citizens know the United States Constitution created a framework for electing our president. The U.S. Constitution was signed on September 17, 1787, in Philadelphia at Independence Hall. It has been amended over the years. Amendment, a formal change to the U.S. Constitution. Currently, there are 27 amendments or changes to the Constitution. Discuss, why would the U.S. Constitution need to be amended? Fun fact, the Constitution, including the amendments, has 7,591 words. Challenge number 6 continued. Amendments to ensure voting rights for all have been added to our Constitution. Timeline of voter rights. 1856. White men who own land and pay taxes can vote. 1870. 15th Amendment. Black men can vote. 1920. 19th Amendment. Women can vote. 1924. Citizen Act. Native Americans granted citizenship. However, it was 1962 before all states gave Native Americans the right to vote. 1971. 26th Amendment. 18-year-olds can vote. What do you notice about this timeline? What do you wonder? How may we use our mathematical thinking to help us understand this timeline? Challenge number 7. Voters elect leaders at many levels of government. What elections are happening in 2020? Create a class chart to follow this year's elections. In the first row, label your chart level, title, Republican, name of candidates, Democrat, name of candidates, other, name of candidates. List at least one responsibility. In the first column, label your chart city, state, tribal, nation. 2 boxes have been completed for you. The title of our nation's 2020 election is President and Vice President. One responsibility they have is to be Commander-in-Chief. Challenge number 8. Citizens make an informed vote to determine who their leaders will be. In the book, the narrator says, Jake will vote for the first time. He turned 18 this summer, and he registered to vote. He takes his responsibility as a voter seriously. Just like Jake, informed voters learn about candidates and important issues. To learn about candidates, voters read newspapers, watch and listen to debates, meet the candidates and ask questions. What other ways might voters learn about candidates and important issues? Challenge number 8 continued. Citizens make an informed vote to determine who their leaders will be. During his election campaign in 1976, presidential candidate Jimmy Carter made a video to introduce himself to the voters. Watch and learn about candidate Carter. View Museum of the Moving Image, Bio, Jimmy Carter, 1976. Discuss. What did you learn about candidate Jimmy Carter? What qualities does Jimmy Carter outline in his video that you think are important for a presidential candidate? How does this information about a candidate help voters make an informed decision? Review. Word Bank Revisited. What new words are you hearing and learning? On Tuesday, November 3rd, American citizens will use their voice to make a choice and vote for the President and Vice President of our country. Challenge number 9. Citizens make an informed vote to determine who will be President and Vice President. Presidential candidates run for office on issues. Some issues may include how government uses money to fund schools, how land is used, how people access health care, safety in schools, national testing for students, and clean water. Class research and journal. What issues are important to our class? Compare candidates. How does each candidate view these issues? If time allows, research more issues that are important to you. Issue. Candidate A, Candidate B. Remember, informed voters consider many issues when electing a leader. Challenge number 9 continued. Citizens make an informed vote to determine who will be President and Vice President. Our class will be hosting a mock or pretend election. As informed voters, we will look over our research and journal entries to prepare for our vote. What will we need to hold our election? What rules and processes should we follow to ensure the election is fair and everyone's voice is heard? Vote. Tabulate the results. Follow along with our country as the official election unfolds. How do our results compare with the nation? Challenge number 10. Wow, look at all the things we have learned about the presidency, voting, and elections. For your final challenge, put your learning to the test with a game of election bingo. You can do it! You did it! Congratulations on completing the Election 2020 challenges. You are a super citizen. Color your certificate and hang in your home. Super Civics is a Learning Law and Democracy Foundation project, partially funded by grants from the Clean Water, Land, and Legacy Amendment and the Minnesota Department of Education.